Hi, my super duper mutable signs. This is your 2023 reading. I've decided to do it as mutables, cardinals, and fixed because there are so many similarities, especially with the mutables. Out of all the signs, Sagittarius, Virgo, Gemini, and Pisces, I've had the toughest 10 to 12 years. In different areas, but all in the area of love. Whether you've been in a relationship or not, if you have, it's not always been the right relationship. If that relationship continues, then the bond will strengthen in 2023. But a lot of you will realise that that was an illusion. That relationship is, if you're still in it, an illusion. And if you can't strengthen it, you will depart from it, especially Virgos. Now, I'm doing it as a all in together because there are so many links and similarities. You are the mutables. You get along with one another particularly. So if you partner up, your relationships are going to be very good. Virgo, of course, your earth, Sagittarius, your fire, Gemini, your air, and Pisces, your water. You're super pleasant to be around. You have the ability to be very emotional. You're an emotive character, all of you, and very intelligent. And you share very similar traits. You're ever-changing. You're like the chameleons of the zodiac. You're open-minded and you embrace new ideas so readily. But the last 10 years particularly have been quite tough on you. For some signs, Sagittarius and Pisces, particularly monetary-wise and love-wise. Virgo, certainly love-wise, even though you might have had a lot of career strengthening going on and no monetary problems, but definitely relationship-wise, you have had a terrible, barren time. Gemini has been possibly the luckiest out of these four in terms of love, not felt so barren, but would definitely need a redress to their situation, in that they have realised you can't settle. You can't settle in a relationship. It never brings you true happiness. It just brings you some stability, but it never brings you true happiness. The card for all of you and what's going to dominate 2023 for all these four signs is going to be purity. You are going to find the purity within yourselves. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But it's humility that's linked with purity. If you see here, we've got the sun. We've got the sunflower, the sun, the child, the innocent child with no clothes on. Materialism of his no importance. He's on the path to a spiritual evaluation, a spiritual enlightenment. The swing on the tree is showing a total balance. The bird is bringing nature into the situation. But the sunflower and the sun are going to indicate to me that you're going to find your happiest times in 2023 when the sun is shining. You will be traveling, you will be feeling an expansion of love in those times. Before May the 16th, May the 10th to 16th, I think you will have found your sort of love solution. There will be a love solution, but you will have learned to love yourselves much more. So if you are not in a relationship, you will realise that divine timing, divine love is what's important. You have to love yourself and the divine love will come at the right time. But this is your herb, calendula, and it represents the sun. It's a radiant, bright, yellow, orange flower. And it's saying, don't allow pain from your past to disable your future. So someone from your past may come back. This applies to all of you, or you will enter into the negotiations. But it will very likely happen in the Mercury retrograde. Now, Virgo, and Gemini are both ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is now retrograde until January the 18th, I think. And Virgo and Geminis are really going to slow down. They're going to feel their feet are like glue. So whether they make the contact, but what's going to happen is with a Mercury retrograde, the past keeps coming up in your head. So someone from your past is going to dominate your thoughts. Sagittarius and Pisces could get the retrograde, really makes them review things, but the retrograde could bring someone from the past into their lives. Sagittarius, you're ruled by Jupiter, of course. That's the planet of abundance and expansion, and all 4 signs are going to get monetary gain. You are the signs who are going to have the most monetary gains out of all the other signs in one go. It's going to be possibly Aquarius will be the only other one that's going to match you or overtake you, but you 4 are going to, Neptune's giving you an incredible vision, Pisces, and all of you are going to be influenced by Jupiter, because Jupiter moved into Aries on May the 10th, 22, and has influenced certain areas of your life. For Virgo, money, but it's going to make you redirect your money, maybe lose it, regain it. Gemini, your sort of skills with people which haven't been possibly very good. Sagittarius, love. Pisces, money, where you have not been very good. There's going to be a direct improvement in that. So you are going to be like the superconductor of a super electric shock to the other person who's in your thoughts or life. So you are the superconductor. Your energy is going to be amplified, and your intentions are going to be gained, and really what you've manifested will come true in 2023, especially in love. You know that what you give in love, you give for your soul as well as for your lover. Let's take another card. So if that love went, it never goes completely if you gave it in a pure, direct, true way. The light shines forever in that darkness, and it can never be extinguished. So even if you move on, there are certain people in your life that will remain in your heart, and these can come back. Sometimes a love isn't true and it will mean nothing very soon after, but if that love still, if you think about it every day for a number of days, then that is not nothing. Regardless of what you think, that is not nothing. It's quite important. And as we are on the 1st of January today, your year is going to really sort that out. You will either be free of that connection or it will be renewed. If you're a spiritual couple, you will be together, stay together, be together. But it might be that you just weren't ready for each other before. Yeah, that love is either fated or that person's being led back to you. Let's see what other card comes up in these very special cards of mine that I love. Can we have a card for the mutables, please? Virgo, money has dominated your life for so long, you're now going to see it as not as important. But you will never be sort of poor. You are the sign in the zodiac that has the most potential for money. Pisces, I'm not speaking to every Pisces here, the ones that resonate, but Pisces, you never had money like Virgo has had, but suddenly you're going to get it. Whether it's through a lottery win, through inheritance, through property, through pensions, through bonds. There's going to be something that's going to bring money to you in one big way. Gemini, you're probably not being your own best friend when it's come to business. You haven't been able to get the twins aspect out. We've got Romulus and Remus there for you. Because you've been like two people. Yeah, I'm going to do it. No, I'm not. Yeah, I can. No, I can't. Whilst now you're going to take that business sense, your entrepreneurial sense, to a totally different level. And the card that's come up for you guys is Radiance. It's followed right up from that one. It's, you know, not only are you going to be pure, but you're going to be radiant in 2023. Totally radiant. There's going to be a lot of joy, a lot of warmth, a lot of happiness, a lot of understanding, a lot of protection, a lot of spiritual power in your lives. We've got the pot there. It's like the pot at the end of the rainbow there, ready for you. Pot of water, pot of life. You're running through life. Materialistic things are not important, but you have them. Because you've got these beautiful flowers. The sun is dominating the yellow flower again, St. John's wort, and you've got the creatures that run the fastest, the deer, the hare, and you're just running through life with stars everywhere and beautiful mountains and a house there, so that's for stability. And you're blowing your horn, you're shouting out to the world, I'm so fine. And you're like, Midsummer's Night's going to be very important for you guys, because the Midsummer Goddess is going to really celebrate your multifaceted dimensions here, and that's going to be on June the 21st. You will have joyous abundance by then, but you have understood that joyous abundance comes from within, your body being well, your mind being well. Virgo, your mind has not been well. You've worked hard, you've been the workaholic of the zodiac, but you've actually not accomplished what you wanted emotionally. That's going to change. You're going to make the changes yourself. Sagittarius, you've dwelt on hoping for this person, let the person dominate in your life for so long. That person's either going to come back and you're going to forgive them because they have hurt you, or you're going to let them go and move on. Because emotional well-being, joyous abundance, true wealth is our healing within, and that's been happening with all you 4 signs. And here, St. John's wort is to remind you to cultivate practices deep within yourself, to experience your enlightening truth, to be pure and humble at all times, because humility is what's going to get you what you need. People don't want an arrogant person walking forwards, and Virgo, you have had a touch of that in the past. So avoid those habits of the past where materialism has dominated, having a comfy home, having a comfy bank account. Realize you're walking your truth, you're getting the spiritual courage you need to find what is necessary for your old self. So here we go. And remember, one thing's going to really show you that it isn't what you say in love that matters, it's what you do. And if that person comes back to you in this Mercury retrograde or after, they might not be ready yet, then you will want a complete explanation if you have been hurt. If you don't take them, you will let go, because 2023 is the year for living life to the full. So we don't want to take anything with us that has just connections with driving the best car. All our qualifications, of course, these are important, but it's our soul that we take with us when we die. These things are important, but we realise more and more in 2023 that we want to be surrounded by good souls, not the people who seem good for you, but the people who are good for you, and that's going to be the difference. I found my social circle change completely. I found people I was very close to before COVID pandemic gone. And I think that pandemic came in for so many reasons. One, to get rid of what was not necessary for us, to show us what was real, what wasn't real, to show us, to bring out another side of ourselves. I think for you mutables, it's brought out a creative side. Possibly Sagittarius and Pisces and Gemini have been more creative than Virgo. You've been like the computer of the zodiac, Virgo. But you are opening up to a more artsy feel, to a more emotive self. And you're going to be showing this. We form our world with our thoughts. And we are now going to be seeing, you'll see all the mutables, we would be looking at life with a cup half full, not half empty, while Virgo had quite often, and Gemini also, the half empty syndrome. And I think we're going to realise more and more that life is very short and that we have to live it to the full. We've been left with that exploration. We're going to be exploring our feelings, especially Virgo. Virgo, you're going to be really reviewing the way you feel. Something will have happened to you in 2021 or 22, or even in the previous 10 years that was life-changing emotionally. And you, although you always put materialism and your career first, this event or happening completely changed the way you were thinking, and you could not go past to how you were before. And you spent a lot of time dreaming, Virgo, of the way you want your life to be. And you are now saying, I want that life. I don't want this life. This life is barren. I might have everything around me that's fantastic. I might have 3 houses. I might have money in the bank. That's just something that's come into my head. But I don't need all that. What I need is someone in my heart that's going to care about me when I'm on a plane and say, please be safe. I want you safe at the other end. Or someone who's going to ring you up when you're ill and say, I want to look after you. That's what you want, more than materialistic things. You had forgotten what was really important, what were the good things in your life. What was the things that made your life good. We can't take those material possessions with us. Can we have a card for the mutables, please, that will have meaning for them in 2023? Yeah, you're going to go through some discomfort, certainly, either in that meeting, in this period, Mercury retrograde, especially Virgo and Gemini. You are going through some discomfort in this retrograde period, although retrogrades are very good for renewals, for old projects being reawakened, but they're not good for signing contracts. So don't sign a contract, otherwise the discomfort will be even greater, and don't buy anything electrical. One or more of these cards, please, as a message. And you've gone through a lot of discomfort, mutables, in the last 10 years. I think more than any other sign. Virgo, you have had hidden matters being reviewed. And look at the retrograde. It's making you review those hidden matters. I think you'll be retreating into yourself during this retrograde. And you will be sort of in your deepest, darkest hour, looking at undoing what's making you unhappy and withdrawing from that. You're realizing that your mental well-being is so much more important. And you will be re-evaluating past decisions. You might have left someone because you couldn't cope with the discomfort. You thought you couldn't cope with the discomfort. You didn't want the discomfort, but you've realised the discomfort was necessary and you need to have it now because you can't stay where you are. You might be in a relationship that's barren to you and making you unhappy, or you might be in a job that's absolutely making you into a workaholic and draining all your energy. Can we have a card for the mutables, please? I'm speaking to you all as one rather than separately, because you are so closely linked. And if you meet another mutable, be happy, because the possibilities of that becoming permanent is very, very strong. And all 4 of you will be asking, where is your life going? You may have all retreated from people one way or another during the last few years and done a lot of soul searching. That is what is definitely coming up. Can we have a card? Oh yeah, we've got one for the mutables. There we go. Balance. So Libra is the sign of balance, not particularly for themselves always, but definitely balance for this period. And you are going to find a great balance in 2023. And you 2 signs, Virgo and Gemini, will get really good things in this retrograde, even though it's going to be a bit discomforting for you. Some really good things are going to happen, and they'll have a knock-on effect, because I've got a feeling that some Virgos are linked to Sagittarians, and if so, Sagittarians will hear from a Virgo. You will definitely hear from a lover, a past lover, Sagittarius, and unless you've moved on mentally, you will listen to what they have to say, and projects will come roaring back for all of you that you've put on hold, and some lost items might be found. That's for definite. Let's take some of my mini tarot cards, which you know I love. You're all going to find your real intentions in life, and as I said, you're all going to live life to the full. Your dreams are going to have been very important to you, as the star shows. There are hopes for much better times ahead. And here we have the 9 of Pentacles, which is money for all you guys. And really, there's going to be fantastic financial success for all these 4 signs. You will grab your power. You will make your dreams come true. You realise you have to love yourself first, and everything else will follow. But stick to the purity of it all. Do not forget that card. Stick to the purity. And when you do, you will start to see the finished product come through and shine in your eyes. I think also it's going to be hard for Virgos, but you have to be humble. Be as pure as you can be. There's going to be an internal purity going on for you over this retrograde period. Get selfish about the time you sleep and eat and work out. Whatever you put back out will come back to you. The karmic seeds are really being balanced during this retrograde period. And you are getting clear internally, all of you. So don't bury your heads in the sand. Look life straight in the face and ask yourself, what am I motivated for? What do I want? And all of you see your hidden flaws, because that's what gives you greatest humility. When you see your flaws and you understand them and you connect with your purpose, that's when you get your greatest, best results. But money's coming to you whether you like it or not. I don't think anybody's going to not like money, but it is coming. It really is coming. Can we have some of my mini tarot, please, for the mutables? Remember to stick to purity. These are my mini tarots from when I was a young girl. And I wrote on the back of all of these many, many years ago when I was learning the tarot. And I love to see what I said then, now. I mean, obviously, I've got a completely different feel to this 25 years on, but I wrote on the back of these religiously 25 years ago, and these cards have been used numerous times since then. And then my smallest tarot, I've got lots of tarot cards, but these are the ones I love to use the most. Well, of course, with the money, it's going to come a triumphant outcome. It's going to lead to entrepreneurial stuff where you're going to be able to develop your world. You're going to find your real intention because you're going to have the purpose. The Hanged Man is no more, but the Hanged Man is a situation that feels stagnated, but it's giving you time to think. And I think you're going to be a bit of the Hanged Man during this Mercury retrograde. But the waiting game is often quite important because it's all about divine timing and you can't rush things. So the more you accept that you can't rush things and you accept some loss for your greater good, sometimes you're not meant to have something because it wouldn't have brought you pure happiness. So that progress after the delay is definitely coming now. So this Mercury retrograde might still be a bit of a delay time. You might have hoped you would have heard from this person over Christmas or the New Year, and you just haven't because they weren't ready. They didn't know what to say. They need to have proper, let's shuffle these, proper messages for you, explanations, because you are not going to be happy. What I say about the sunflower and the sun, such an important time for you. You'll be looking on the bright side of life through 23. As I said, there's going to be a lot of positivity, a lot of prosperity, and and you have definitely learned all your learning tools will now come into play. You've had that hardship. It might be now. I mean, it looks like we've got two poverty-stricken people. I think you've gone through a lot of poverty, the three signs, Pisces, Gemini and Sagittarius, not so much Virgo, but it's a poverty of the soul, of the heart that's really gone on, and that's going to all change. Here we've got the Virgo card. All of you will have seen the benefits of time spent alone, but Virgo, you're definitely going to be approaching someone with an invitation. Virgos, this has come for you, will have had a big tower moment, big changes in their life, a lot of destruction, a lot of change, a lot of necessary movement to bring their dreams to the fore. And they, more than anybody, have asked themselves, what am I motivated by apart from money? And you've made money before, you're going to make it again. You're happy to lose it now because you know you have the skills, the crafts to lose money and to make it again. So it might be a new beginning in money for Virgos because you don't want to feel stuck and helpless anymore. These are messages for Virgo. And you've been stabbed in the back, you've felt a mental breakdown, betrayal, you've had betrayal, failure, and it's the end of your failed plans. The failed plans are coming to an end with the tower, and you're going to put prosperity, exploration, progress within a project or within a relationship to the fore. And that's going to affect all the signs because you are also going to progress via the Pentacles and via exploration and via travel. The Ace of Wands is here for you for great beginnings, a lot of movement. I just want to check something out. Really, they're going to be exciting new beginnings for you. Lots of career opportunities, lots of new adventures, a good time to take risks. So you're going to feel it's worth taking risks much more than before. And there we've got this guy looking at his pentacles and realizing that investment and long-term plans, persevering, will lead to a happier life. You've not had the opportunity before. Before, you've just had a lot of anxiety, possibly chronic stress, You've rested and recovered, and now you're all going forwards, you mutables. And you've been feeling overtaxed, but that's coming to the end. There'll be harmony after the battle. That's the card there for you. And the Wheel of Fortune is working to help you. Destiny is calling. You can't stop fate. The money is coming to you and the love is coming to you. Okay, let's see if we get a repeat with the major arcana. Let's see if we get a repeat card, or we get another card which gives us an important message. The message is to live life to the full in 2023. Here we've got the Fool. You're going to take a leap into the unknown. You're going to take a leap of faith. You really are going to jump right in. Sagittarius says you do jump right in, straight in if you feel it. But all of you are going to be jumping straight in a lot this year. And here we've got the High Priestess. And of course, the High Priestess is a feeling of new emotions. You're going to trust your intuition much more and your psychic ability, because a lot has happened to you to change the way you think in the last few years. You've been patient. Sagittarius is you're probably the most patient sign of the zodiac. And you're now going to rely on your insight, rely on your intuition, and it will come. Your messages will come from your higher self. She's reading a book, but the messages are all in her head. And they're all going to come through to you, male or female, in this period. The messages are going to come from your higher self and your angels. I've got my angels over there, if you can see them on the camera. I've got my blue angel here. I've still got our Christmas messages for you. I've got my leprechaun, my Buddha, my cupids. We've got so much protection, my dragon and my Pegasus. So one more of these, please. These are my old-fashioned traditional tarot. One more. Let's see if we get an enhancement of message or a important message for the mutables. So, Judgment. This is the karmic card. Karma and destiny go very closely together. And basically, I think this is a good message for Sagittarius more than any other, that what's coming is fated, absolutely fated. And you, Sagittarius, have entered your most magical year in 10 years for love and romance. So Jupiter is not going to leave you with unanswered questions, and what comes up you will deal with, and it will all be karmic. So you're basically going to win. You might have gone through the pain, but you're definitely going to win one way or another now. A major arcana from my other tarot, the Sun. We keep having the sun. The sunshine, when the sun comes out, you're going to have your best time. You're going to travel to the sun. You're going to feel the sun on your back. You're going to feel, it might be that it's not a Virgo, it's a Leo that's going to be coming for you, Sagittarius or Pisces or Gemini. So we've got the possibility of a Virgo or a Leo here. Earth or fire. And the world has come up again. So you have the world at your feet. You have the world at your feet. And there's so much good coming. You really have completed something great creative wise. You might have written a book. You might have written lyrics. You might have written something that's a very important document for your company that you work for. But there's completion here. You've evolved spiritually as well. That's what the World card is telling us. And you have started to be grateful for what you have rather than just wanting. You're seeing contentment in a different way, especially you, Virgo. And your understanding of the universe has expanded, and this is what the World card is telling us. So you've had that 3 times. The Death card is definitely a bit like that Tower moment, transformation, complete change for all of you. Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, money is coming, no doubt. Money is coming. It's prosperous new beginnings with this 2023. The Devil card is showing how you've changed, how much you've changed, that the things that were important to you 10 years ago, or even 2 years ago, or 3 years ago before the pandemic, no longer are. You have changed, you've spiritually evolved. All that materialism, all that maybe addiction to certain things has definitely changed. I certainly don't drink as much as I did. I think a lot of the mutables will find they do things in a different way. And there's going to be much more careful money management when money comes in this time. Much more careful money management. I'm going to just take one more card and then I'm going to leave you, you wonderful mutables. If you want to hear me talking more, then please look at your individual readings, which I do quite often, and I'll be doing one for each of the separate signs over the next few weeks. What's come up here? Patience. What did I say? Sagittarius are the most patient sign of the zodiac, but the mutables are all going to be developing the most incredible patience. The garden and the gate. You're going to be going through a gate that takes you to a beautiful paradise of wonder. The Angel of Balance, we got that card with Libra, is definitely there for you. Strategy, you're going to have a totally different strategy, especially to money. It's going to be a fantastic money management for you. And you're going to see things in a different way, where you're not going to be frivolous and just waste it like you did before. There might be some indecision when your person contacts you, but I think that will be momentary. I think you'll become much more decisive in 2023, and there'll be a lot of caring connections for you. Action is going to happen quite quickly, either just after Mercury retrograde, if it's not a past person. If it's a past person, it could happen. Goddess of the Moon, the moons, the next full moon and the next new moon are going to be very important to you. Just one of these. Oh, I don't have a chance to talk to the mutables together very often. New moons are very important. They open doors. Doors that have been stuck closed for a long, long time. So we're going to be getting a lot of new openings. The doors are going to be opening, and they often influence these for 6 months after. We've had an eclipse year where a lot of people that were meant to go have gone. By the last one on November the 8th, I think people will significantly have started to go or be gone. Here we've got impatience. I know I've talked about patience. Sagittarius is the most patient card of the zodiac, but I think you're all getting impatience for that money. You're all getting impatience for that love, and it's going to come. It's definitely going to come. Look, you're reaching for the sun and the moon, and the goddess of patience is looking over you and going, yeah, you're going to reach it soon. So don't be too impatient, because it's coming. And what have we said about divine timing? You cannot change things. The reward is when it comes just at the right time. And it's all about divine intervention. Everything happens so fast when the divine timing is in place. And you won't be complacent anymore. I think complacency is a strange thing. Virgos, you've been complacent for too long. You will never be complacent again. Trust what's meant to be yours will come to you. It never passes you by. And don't ever lose faith in the universe. Virgos, this card was for you. The workaholics, but you won't be. You've been in your impasse. You're going to put things into action very soon. Yep, and you will bring expansion to your life, Virgo. Can we have a message for Pisces, please? And then one for Gemini. A message for Pisces, please. Ooh. Okay, Pisces, you've been isolated. Family, friends have isolated you. But you've become, in this time, you've released the feelings of that isolation and sadness, and you've reached a greater wisdom. You just hate vanity, Pisces. You hate it with a vengeance, and because it makes you feel insecure, and so do vain people, and they make you feel despondent. You want to run away from them, and they're gone. They're the ones that are going the most. You become much more mystic. You've created something that's going to bring you money, and there's going to be passion coming. So that's wonderful for you, Pisces. Can we have something for Gemini now, please? Because we've dealt with Sagittarius and Virgo quite a lot. And Gemini, I feel, has been left out. But all those messages were for you, Gemini. You are in a period of great change, a great period of self-evaluation, a period of understanding things in a different way, seeing a greater direction. That dual personality you have is going to be much more focused now. You're going to see what's real for you, what you need. You're going to think up great ideas, and one idea can change your life. Money is coming to you, like all the other signs here. Be creative, be more creative than you have been, and you're going to find your self-worth, Gemini. You really are. The facade of life as it was is no longer important to you. You don't want that anymore. Some more messages for Gemini, please. We've got 3. There's been, in that facade, there's been a lot of trickery. Someone's tricked you, or made you feel sad, or made you feel less worthy. Well, self-worth is taking over now. You're going to find joy in yourself and a completion in a project, or you will complete a project. I hope you've enjoyed my Mutables reading for 2023. Have a fantastic 2023. Sagittarius, Virgo, Gemini and Pisces. It's going to be so unbelievably fantastic. You will just be celebrating many, many times during this year. Thank you.